little red tabber. Boom, and we are live. And yeah, let me play my intro. Hang on one second. I'm slacking right now. Got you 90 minutes. Shit's fire. What is up, everybody? Welcome to another live Pen to Gas podcast. And you guys know what time it is. This episode is sponsored by Next Level Financial, brought to you by Seth Starnes. Everybody knows he is. He's an absolute legend. But take control of your financial future. Get your complimentary financial needs analysis today. Man, that was a tongue twister for me today. Man, I had a long morning so far. But anyway, folks, listen. Next Level Financial, absolutely amazing. Take care of everything you need. So hit them up, Seth Starnes. If you hit me up, and I'll put you in direct contact with them. And again, you guys already know the deal, and I say it all the time. Brock, I've been telling everybody for a long time, don't buy an off-the-rack suit. Why? Because it's not going to fit you 100%. Well, for 90% of us, it's not going to fit us 100%, right? And when that does, that hinders your riding style, hinders your body position, causes arm pump, all kinds of stuff. So what I need you guys to do is go to bisontrack.com and start your full custom suit. You design it, you pick the colors, you put whatever sponsors or logos or whatever it is you want on it. You get your chest protector, get you a set of custom gloves, get the undersuit, and yeah, simply the best, simply amazing people. If you guys have never met Robert or Tasha Lackey, next time you go to Moto America, if you get the chance at Mid-Ohio, go seek them out. They're the most amazing people you'll ever meet. And Brock can contest to this, right? So, yeah, ladies and gentlemen, it's an absolute honor to sit down with my man, Brock Orlicek. Yes, I remember to say it right. Yes, I'm proud of myself. Man, what is up, bro?
I don't know, man. How are you?
I'm good, man. Good. I had a busy day. Like I said, usually it's my day off. I went up and went to work for some OT, and my son's on his way home from being gone for a week. I've been absolutely proper mega excited to sit down and have this chat with you ever since the phone call me and you had together and we lined everything up. Every time my podcast is coming up, man, that's all I talk about. Not at home. I learned my lesson, right? It's hard for me to put it to the side because I get so pumped up, you know, but at work, Brock, seriously, I'm like, dude, I got a podcast. I can't wait. Blah. Everybody's like, don't you got something to do? Like, go do something, you know? But anyway, Brock, it's an absolute honor to have you here.
I appreciate it, man. Thanks for having me.
Listen, again, the honor's all mine. But listen, man, we're going to be on here for a little bit, man. I want to get this story started like I do with everybody. And this is one thing I love about interviewing my friends, such as you, Brock, right, is you get to tell your story from the humble beginnings at the very first start on two wheels, right? It's always exciting because everybody's story is a legend in its own way, right? Because everybody takes a different path to end up at the same spot. So, Brock, what's your story, bro?
It's kind of long and sporadic. I've been around bikes forever. My dad raced dirt bikes when I was born, and you know, while I was young and stuff. And so I would always get rode around by him or my mom or whatever around the property and stuff. And my parents divorced when I was 3, I think, and he moved to Africa to go build an aluminum smelter for Reynolds or Alcoa or whoever owns it now. And my mom didn't really like the bike thing, so I got left in the States and grew up with her and my grandparents and my stepdad. And they didn't really like the bike thing. So Dad was over there, I think, for about 10 years and came back and got a body shop, which is how I got into the bodywork side of things. And Mom's not gonna like this, but I think for like my 13th or 14th Christmas, something like that, he bought me a dirt bike, and we had to, you know, keep it a secret and stuff. But I rode that thing so much that I ground the cam out of it, and I think we wound up giving it to my uncle. But I love that thing, and that was my first bike.
What bike was it, Brock?
It was a CRF 230F.
Nice.
just mid-sized dirt bike, trail bike. I was never into like the motocross thing, but there's, Arkansas, there's trails everywhere, and especially, I mean, as you can see, we live in the woods, so there's trails around here, and so we'd always go trail riding and stuff, and I think that's kind of where I got used to bikes moving around and stuff. So, like, if my bike gets a little loose now, it doesn't really bother me or anything. But did that until the bike wouldn't start anymore. I think I probably changed the oil twice in it. I mean, just young and don't think anything like that. Like, oh, it's a Honda, it'll last forever. And so I did that, and I actually didn't even get my first street bike until after I'd moved out. But whenever I got into high school, my dad bought a Ducati, and I think it was a 1098S, and he started doing track days and stuff with the Ducati dealership down in Dallas, which would go to Motorsport Ranch at Crescent, which is where we're based out of now. Well, where Eleven's based out of now. And so he started doing that, and so I started, kind of getting into the street bike thing. I didn't have one, couldn't afford one, but all that started, and he just started buying them after, trading them in. He went from like a S to a R, and then he had a bunch of them, man. I can't even, all different various kinds, like everything from Diavos, Multistradas. Had a Superleggera at one point, had a Desmo.
Man, your dad sounds like my type of guy, bro.
He's a one of a kind for sure. And so he jumped real heavy into it, and that kind of got me into it. And so whenever I moved out, his mom still wasn't really down with it. And I mean, being a new parent, I get it. She wanted to keep me safe and stuff. She did what she thought was right, and it might have been, but anyway, I moved out and I got like a little Ninja as my first street bike, and didn't do anything with it really. Just commuted back and forth. Sorry, I'm outside.
No, you're good, bro.
Commuted back and forth to work, which was like a 30-minute each way at the time, and it was really bad timing. I got it because I got a decent deal on it at the end of summer, and didn't really, I was like 18 or whatever, and I was like, I can ride this thing all the time, whatever. So about January or February, after riding that thing every day for night shift at that, like I think I'd go in at 6 in the afternoon and leave at 6 in the morning. So it was always freezing cold, rain, snow, whatever. It was terrible. So got rid of that, and that was kind of my second break from bikes. And then I just kind of started riding dads a little bit on the street here and there and stuff. Had a good time with it. Couldn't ever really afford like a proper bike, and plus out here, there's plenty of great roads. There's tons of twisty roads that are a lot of fun, but there's always deer, turtles, rocks, trees, and so it's kind of sketchy, and so I kind of toned off that, and then I met my wife, and I took her on a ride on one of Dad's Multistradas, and that was the end of me riding bikes for about 3 years because she hated it, didn't like it at all, which I was, it was my fault. If I'd have acted like a normal person, everything would have been cool. But I didn't, and she hated it. So that was the end of that for a while. Finally convinced her into letting me get another dirt bike, and I was gonna really, really hurt myself on that thing. And so I had to get rid of that. And then so this is kind of where I met everybody that I'm around now. So when Dad was doing the Ducati thing, there was this guy, Jordan Rhodes, that was a master tech for the Ducati dealership. And And one of the other Ducati guys that would always go to the track with him and stuff was named Michael Nadeau. And they'd always go around together and everything. Well, Michael started his own company, 11 Motorsports, and moved it out to Motorsport Ranch at Crescent. So they were based at the track. And it's kind of like a show up and ride thing. Like they'll keep your bike, do all the service for it, build it, set it up, trackside service, do your warmers, gas. I mean, literally, you show up, put your leathers on, and you go out to the track. And so they started that business together, and so Dad kind of just moved with them and went that route with it. And they had done this track day. I think it was in 2019 at COTA, where it was a show up and ride event, and they had Josh Herron come in as like the flagship guy or whatever, you know. And so he was riding for Suzuki at the time, and they bought a 2018 GSXR 1000 like right off the showroom floor for Josh Herron to ride at that track day. And he did that track day on it, and then they just kind of had this bike sitting around. And so I think like maybe 6 months later or so, it was towards the end of 2019, I think, through my dad kind of wheeling and dealing, they worked out a deal to where I was going to go down and pick this bike up. So I went down and I bought the bike and became a member of 11. And it's just kind of been rolling ever since. I've had a hard time on the Gixxer. I mean, it was fun. It's a lot of power. The electronics package isn't that good, and I'm not that good. So it just was a bad combination. And I got to where I got my race license on it, and I won my first two Provnov races. But then the best I'd ever do after that was like maybe a second or a third or something. And I went 2 years trying to do that. And my plan was I'm going to do a full year in novice before I bump up to expert. And I got my license at the end. I can't remember the year, but it was the end of the year. And then so I was like, I'll start fresh next year. And I wound up, I had a crash at a track day and kind of messed my knee up a little bit, but I didn't know at the time. And then so I went to work a week or two later and completely blew my knee out. And so I had to have knee surgery and get all that fixed. And so that was the end of that year for me. And so I was like, well, I'll do it again next year. Well, in the meantime, of me not being able to ride, I'd picked up a Ninja 400 from Chase Black and Dennis Black and Leslie and great people. But I picked up a Ninja 400 from them and was like, well, I'll get back into it on this and refamiliarize myself and everything. It'll be slower, less throttle to kind of save me and make my times better and stuff, you know. So I started doing that, and I made it to the first round the next year. And then in between the first round and the second round, I crashed the 400 at Kartmoto, which is the kart track at Motorsport Ranch at Crescent, which is a great little track. I love that place. It's one of my favorite places to ride. But I was going in super hot into turn one, which it's got a really, really long front straight for a kart track. I mean, I think GPS, I do like 88 before I start shutting it down on like a 3/4 mile track. But it's pretty
big
quick.
kart track.
It's a really nice kart track. And so I just locked the front up going into turn one and went from like 90 degrees to 180 degrees, and my shoulder was a little sore. I was like, I've hurt worse, you know. And so I ran over and tried to pick the bike up, and that's when I realized I'd really messed something up. And so luckily, this guy that was a doctor was just pulling up to the track, and I kind of walked over there, and Dustin, the guy that runs Kart Moto, went and picked my bike up for me and brought it back and everything. And they pulled my suit off, and they were like, "What hurts?" And I was like, "My shoulder hurts." And it was drooping down pretty good, and it was like, "Yeah, you broke your shoulder." And so I was at the track alone at the time, uh, or without a ride anyway. And so my in-laws live like an hour from the track, and so we called my mother-in-law and was like, "Hey, uh, can you go take Brock to the walk-in or whatever?" And she was like, "Yeah, I'll be there in about an hour or whatever." So I went over and went to the trailer and uh, just kind of cooled off and stuff, and got ready to go to the not, it wasn't an emergency room, but one of those like 24-hour clinic things. And we went in there, and they did a few X-rays on the front and one on the side, and they were like, "Yeah, your collarbone's pretty broke. You need to go to orthopedic when you get back and get it taken care of." But that's, at the time, that's all we knew. And so came back to Arkansas, um, went to the orthopedic, got it plated, um, screwed back together and everything. I was still having a whole lot of problems with it. I was like, "Man, this is something else is wrong." And like I couldn't feel my arm, and my shoulder back here hurt real bad. And I didn't, I mean, I still had mobility, but it wasn't what it should have been. And so I went back to the orthopedic and was like, "Hey, something's still going on." So they x-rayed the back of it, and I broke my shoulder blade in half. So they were
How did
like,
they miss that on the first X-ray? I'm confused. Right? Ain't it supposed to see
"Yeah,
everything?
it's supposed to, yeah, but since they did it through the front, I guess with all the tissue between like the rib cage and everything, you can't
Yeah.
see it clearly, and it was like a straight crack the whole way across it diagonally, and so you could really only see it. I think I had to be like that or something, and they shot it from the side. But that's really the only way you could even see it, the whole length of it. You could see it straight on from the back, but it didn't look as long as it actually was. But so um, I was out for 4 months after that. So that was the end of that season. So I was like, I'm not even going to go back racing at the end of the year. Whenever I get better, I'm just going to, work at the kart track, uh, do some training days or whatever with like Ty Howard and those guys, sport rider coaching guys, all that. And I was like, I'm gonna come back next year, do my full season, try and win as many championships as I can, and then bump up and go from there. And the whole goal, pretty much this year, has been trying to match the lap times of the top experts. So I've crashed quite a bit this year, but I haven't hurt myself too bad, luckily. But it's been going pretty good. I'm leading a couple championships in the 500 super stock class, in the solo series, and I'm like second and third in a couple others. And I kind of have this deal with Sundays. So my Sundays are they're getting a lot better. The last round was a lot better, but up till then I've had some rough Sundays. I usually go backwards, and but on Saturdays, uh, I'm the top 3 to 5 lap times on a 400 out of everybody, experts, everybody, JC, Zach, all those guys. And I actually, at the last D Super Stock or Super Bike race, which is like anything from a Ninja 4, or well, actually, I think anything from an R3 to a like RS660, R7, somewhere in there. I came in fifth overall out of everybody, and had the third fastest lap time of the race. So I'm getting there. It's taking longer. I've had the higher expectations, but trying to be realistic. If I can get to where I can just hang on to the back of JC and Zach next year, I'll be happy with it. And I've been kind of doing all this in preparation to do a little super hooligan run. I bought a KTM Duke 990 a month or so ago, and Jordan at 11 is building it right now for me. But I wanted to make sure that I was ready before I went. You know, I'm doing all the paperwork now. I got to go to the doctor and get my physical done next week, get all that stuff cleared. But I've really been wanting to do that. And so I got to where there's a lot of guys that actually race Moto America that race CMRA as well. And so I figure if I can beat or keep up with those guys, then I'll be all right. And some of them actually race Super Hooligans, and so far there's only been one of them that I haven't been able to beat. So, and he's generally a top, you know, anywhere from top 5 to top 10 guy. So I'm hoping everything works out good. The 990 is basically built to the spec sheet of what's legal in that class. Like to the point to where I had to email Teague Dane and Roland Sands and be like, hey, before I go buy this bike, it's legal, right? You know, and so I have emails saying it is, and Andy bought one too, so I'm sure they'll let it slide if Andy has one.
Andy DeBrino, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, so he actually got the first one in the States, and I think I got the second one. Mine showed up on a Friday. They put it together on a Monday, did the rear sets and stuff on a Tuesday, and I picked it up Wednesday.
Nice.
But I feel like that'll be a fun class that isn't, I mean, it's the most reasonable financially. I mean, the bike's not expensive or not that expensive. Selling my jigs are basically paid for it. And then like, you don't really have to build them. I think I'm going to put a rear shock and exhaust, belly pan, maybe some handlebars, and it's already got rear sets. That's pretty much it. It's got a great electronics package from the factory. I've ridden it 2 sessions out at Crescent and had a lot of fun with it. It's a lot of fun. I'm looking forward to that a lot. But that's pretty much, you know, how it happened, where we're at. Been just trying to be fast.
Man, I love it. It's a great journey, great story. Your dad's a Ducati lover like me, so yeah, it's and out of all the bikes he had, which one was your favorite?
That's tough.
I know it is because from what you said, the Desmo Sedici, the V4R, and all that. It's like, what? Wait, what?
No,
Yeah,
I didn't get to ride all of them. The Diavo was probably the most fun to ride, just because at the time that I was riding it, I was still like, you know, punk early 20s and, you know, just being a hooligan out on the street and stuff. And so I had a lot of fun on that bike. The Multi was a lot of fun, but probably the Super Leggero was probably the coolest one. It was one of the older ones when they were still orange. I can't remember what year it was. I think he got it after the Desmo, so it was probably like a 17 or 18 or something like that. But yeah, he's got a lot of cool bikes. He's got a 1098R over there. And then I have to take his V4 to we got a race next weekend at Eagles Canyon, and so I'm trading it out with my Ninja from Jordan so I can bring it back up. We got a kart track up here in Arkansas. There's not a track in Arkansas, so my closest track is 5.5 hours away. And so they just last year or maybe a year and a half ago, they built this kart track a couple hours north of me. And some buddies of mine know the owner, I guess. And so they're trying to get it to where they can put bikes on it. But they want, we have an endurance team and they want us to go out there and run a couple bikes at the same time and just make sure everything flies. So I got to bring my 400 back. But that frees up space for Dad's bike to go back with Jordan. It's got like a leaky fork tube or something. It's something simple, but yeah,
that's awesome, man. There's that orange color they come out with was one of my favorite colors Ducati ever released on a bike because it's so different, but it's so beautiful. It's like when the sun hits it, you're like, bro, that thing is beautiful, right? It's just different. Man, dude, Desmo City. Okay, you know what? Enough of your dad. I'm a fanboy already. Yeah, super cool guy. Make sure you tell him I said hello for sure. Obviously, you've seen my Ducati tattoo. I've had several, but nothing like your dad. I've had a 748. I've always Ducati's always been my favorite, Brock. Growing up in the military, I remember my dad come out of the commissary. and I seen one out in the parking lot, and it just made my heart do something that's never done before. Like I've never had that feel. Of course, I had a special type of feeling the bike gave me, you know, little, but when you see that one where you just fall head over heels in love with, it was yeah. I remember looking at my dad, Brock. I was like, one day I might have one of those. My dad looked at me and says, "You better get a good job."
Yeah, yeah. That's why I've never had one.
You better get a yeah.
Pay range, yeah. But, I'm stuck with the jet bikes. Well, actually, I mean, I guess the KTM's European. That's my first one. But
I was gonna say, yeah, Austria, dude, and KTM's are beautiful, man. One of my buddies had the RC8R, and I actually wanted one of those. It's a beautiful bike, man. It really is. And one of my dream bikes to have, Brock, is the 1290R, right? But now it's the 1390. That or like the Aprilia Tuono, of course, a Ducati Street Fighter, but something about that KTM 1290, 1390R, it's just, oh my God, when you look at it, you're like, and you know it's badass. You already know it's bad. You know what I mean? So it's
they had McWilliams doing crazy stuff on all the ads with it.
Yeah. Yeah, man. So you got what year's your 990?
It's a 24. It's it's a brand new model for this year. Supposedly, the only thing they reused from the 890 to the 990 is the front brakes, which I'm going to use the brake setup I had on the Gixxer on it. But it's been fun so far. I think I've only put like 35 or 40 miles on it, so I hadn't really got to ride it very much. But it's a cool little bike. It handles crazy. It turns in faster than my 400 does. It's nuts.
I bet. Yeah, I bet, man. Well, yeah. Also, it's got them wide bars on it, right? So you got a lot more leverage. You're just like, choop,
yeah.
You know, so it's yeah. Dude, I love it, man. It's good stuff. So, my buddy Rob, I had on the podcast. He actually has a question for you. It goes along with what exactly we was just talking about you wanting to be in a super hooligan class, right? Coming from doing track days and club racing and all that good stuff. So Rob's question to you is, do you have a plan in place to have a successful transition into the super hooligan class?
Yeah. So the idea, well, Ryan Max Johnson is my teammate, and he races Twins Cup sometimes, and so the idea is whatever round that he goes to that also has a super hooligans round, I'll just kind of run with them. And but yeah, basically, so we're trying to get it built as fast as we can, which is hard because there's virtually no parts available for it at all. So everything's having to be handmade or shipped in from Europe or whatever, where it's been legal in Europe for another 2 or 3 months, so there's a little bit more aftermarket support over there. But just trying to get the thing race legal and get a rear shock under it to where I'm comfortable on it, and do a whole bunch of testing this off season. Just basically until, I don't know if we're going to Daytona, but until Daytona, just try and get as much tire data as possible, as many laps as possible. Just try and understand the bike before we actually go racing with it, you know, because I made the mistake of Friday practice is fine to make adjustments, but I made the mistake of going between Saturday and Sunday and being like, hey, I think, you know, what if we drop the forks a little bit or something, and just ruined my Sunday morning, and then got in my head about the Sundays because, you know, but we put it back to Saturday, this last Saturday settings, this last round, and my wife gave me a little pep talk, and it wound up working out. We finished the weekend off pretty good. So I think out of 6 or 7 of us in the garage, I think we got 14 or 15 podiums or something like that.
Love it.
It was a good weekend.
Absolute legend, Brock. Yes, dude. And listen, we got Ryan Max Johnson and his boy Maverick are absolutely proper amazing people, and I can't wait one day to actually meet both of them face to face in real life. I actually had him and his son on the podcast not too long ago. And Ryan, I know you're watching because you just commented. Did you guys get your stickers yet, Ryan? By the way, I meant to text you and see if you had received them yet, but he says, "Let's go, Brocky Balboa." Is that your nickname, Brock?
That's his nickname for me. Yeah,
I love it, dude. Brocky Balboa.
Yeah, I don't think I quite fit it that well, but I appreciate it.
I love it, dude. I'm writing that down because that's exactly what I'm putting on this podcast when it comes out.
Funny.
Rocky Balboa. Love it.
He's great, man. He's helped me out a lot this year. He's wealth of knowledge and just a real cool, calm guy. And
how did y'all two meet?
Through 11. Through 11. He came over to our pit at a Eagles Canyon around a year or so ago when he was still club racing the Twin, and was just talking to Jordan for a little while, and then I guess they just talked from there, and he wound up coming on with 11 this year, and he's been killing it, man. I mean, set the new lap record at Crescent last time we were out. So I think it was a 1:13.812, something like that. It was just ridiculous, you know. It's like, I mean,
absolute legend, bro. Yes.
Yeah.
He was. We talked about that, and you could tell through his emotions and how emotional he was about it, what it meant to him, dude. And I felt it. Like, he was like, "I'm getting ready to start crying." I was like, "Bro, no bullshit. If you were, I would have cried too." It was
our whole garage was trying not to when he pulled in. You know, it was,
absolutely. It's good to achieve that achievement you always wanted to do, right? You set a goal and a standard for yourself, and you absolutely reach it, and you just, yeah, man, absolutely. And you know what, though? Here before too long, in a couple years, Maverick's going to be faster than everybody.
He's already almost faster than me. I was 55s at Cartmoto on my 400, and he's doing like 57s on an Ovale 110. And I'm like, hey, man, you got to chill a little bit, you know. They're talking about putting him on a 160. You know, we can't have any of that.
Brocky Balboa ain't having it. Yeah. I like it, dude. He said
he looks good too. He's real smooth, and I mean, he just looks great out there. Puts a gap on everybody.
Yeah, it was awesome to have him in on the interview we did. I love kids because they just honest and they just say whatever they feel and they mean, and I absolutely love it. I think more people should do that, you know.
He's still respectful with it, though, is the crazy part. Like, if one of us was to say it to one another, you know, it wouldn't come off that way, you know. But he's such a polite, respectful little kid. But he's quick, man. He's a good kid.
Yeah, you guys, you heard it here first. Yeah, Maverick Johnson. Y'all wait one day. He's gonna be there for sure. And then Dustin, dude, I was laughing when you put this because Dustin, I was thinking the same thing when Max said that. So Brocky Balboa, I'm definitely changing your name in my phone.
That's funny.
Love it, dude. It suits you, man. It does. I think that's a great nickname, man.
I might fit it one day, hopefully.
I love it, man. I love it. So tell everybody that obviously you got a Kawasaki Ninja 400 and you're married, right? And you have a job, Fab. You got into it from your dad because I was going to talk to you about that. And you have kids, right?
Yeah. 2 daughters, 2 little daughters.
Nice. Do you have any plans on them growing up racing too as well? Or
so Dad, being dad, he actually, I don't think she was even like 6 months old yet. He bought her an Ovale 110 4-speed, which I've already crashed and I have to paint it now. But I fixed the bodywork. I just got to paint it. But I've been kind of waiting on her to decide what kind of colors and stuff she wants to go with it. But yeah, she's got a Strider and little electric Ducati, like a Power Wheels type thing, but it's got a twist handle on it and stuff, you know. So little stuff like that she rides around right now. But yeah, I mean, she loves it. I'll take them to the races with me all the time. They'll chill in the camper and then come out and watch and stuff and run around the pits, and they love being there. They love the bikes. They all love it. They love it.
I love it, man. That's one thing that I really love about our sport is the family atmosphere, and the families come together and they go to the races and all the kids are involved. The wives are involved. There's nothing like it, right? To me, it's the best place on earth. It's better than camping, better than Disney World, better than all that stuff. Yeah. Let's go to the racetrack, hang out with the family, you know? and the stories that go along with it, how everybody helps each other, because that's really what it's about to be successful. It's funny. My mom used to always tell me, Brock, growing up, it takes a village to raise a child. And I'm thinking to myself, no, it don't. You and dad, you raised me. You ain't no village, right? But then when I have my kid, now I got a kid. His name's Hayden Rossi, right? And he's 11, and she's absolutely right. It takes a village to raise a kid, right? But same thing when it comes to racers, right? No matter what age you are, whenever you start it, wherever your journey begins, right? It still takes that same village to raise a racer, because it takes a lot of team effort. A lot of people just think, oh, I'm just going to show up to a track day and get out there, put my bike on a kickstand and go out there and have fun and come back. Yeah, maybe that's the point. But you really want to get into it, man. You got to have a trailer, a generator, a canopy, gas cans. Don't forget your key, dude. Spare wheels. I mean, there's a whole list that goes, tire warmers that, put them on an hour before you go. There's so much you got to learn. And it's good to have a team around you to help you, come back in, front stand, rear stand, all that good stuff. So
yeah, I couldn't do it without 11 for sure. They go trackside with us everywhere, and I literally don't have to do anything. Just bring the bike back in, they take it, and I go in the trailer with some AC and drink some water and stuff, and they're great. It's awesome having them around, and then get to hang out with the kids all in the pits and stuff, and the wife and everything, and it's a good time. All the guys are real cool. Good time to hang. We usually cook out and stuff. I'll take the grill or the griddle or whatever, and just make it a party. Stay at the track. It's a good time.
Oh yeah, I do the same when I go to Moto America. Me and Tasha and Robert, man, we did it last time. Cooked breakfast on the griddle and sausage and eggs, omelets, and yeah, it was a good time, man. We had Kayla and Owen and Carter and a bunch of them. It was a good time. And I'm looking forward to do it again in Mid Ohio. But this time I told them I'm gonna cook for them. So
there you go.
Because I like to cook, right? So yeah, I'm gonna whip it on up for everybody. It's gonna be a lot of fun for sure. So let me ask you this, Brock. Where do you see your future? Where do you want to go? What do you want to end up achieving once you make it in Super Hooligan class?
I mean, I don't really have real high expectations for myself, as well, or anybody else really. But I mean, if I could go in and be a top 10 in the championship Super Hooligans guy eventually, in the next 3 to 5 years, I'll probably just do a couple rounds in the first year or two, get it all figured out and everything. But I mean, sounds ridiculous. I'm 32, so I mean, I know there's some older guys in the paddock, but I broke a lot of bones and stuff, and I know I have limited time doing all this. But as much as my kids love it, it'd be pretty cool to kind of have like a team established to where, if my kids want to go to nationals or whatever, that we can just roll out and it wouldn't be an issue or anything. I feel like between me and Ryan and Steve and everybody, and Jordan, everybody at 11, Michael, everybody, there's plenty of people to teach her what they need to know to go fast and be decently safe with it, safer than I am anyway. And so, I mean, just kind of get myself to a spot to where I can do whatever I need to for my kids to make it where they need to go. Because, I mean, I get, my mom's really going to hate this, but she was doing what she thought was right, keeping me away from bikes, which is probably a good thing. I'm sure I would have broke more stuff. But that's my one regret with it, is that it took me so long to actually start racing and stuff. And so if I could, I'm not going to force them to do anything, but if they want to, I'll support it 100%, so that's pretty much it,
Dude, absolutely. Dude, what are you talking about? Brock, you're young, bro. What are you talking about? I'm 32 years old. I ain't got limited time. Dude, Jeremy McWilliams getting ready to turn 60, bro.
That guy's an empire, though. He's something else.
I mean,
he's not a normal person. He still does Isle of Man and all that stuff, It's like, you shouldn't be 20 doing that race, let alone 60, he's one of a kind for sure.
Yeah, he is. Man, I love the Isle of Man TT. You don't watch it?
I mean, I watch what I can. I think I streamed it one year. I catch the highlights mostly, but it's just like that's so fast. It scares me even just watching it on TV. You know, I mean, it's like what? It's like a 35-mile lap, and they're
37 and a half. Yeah.
yeah, and their average speed is like 137, 136 mile an hour or something like that. That's crazy. You know, that's way too fast for me. Well, that's like I got rid of the 1,000 for that reason. It's like I'm not fast enough to be that fast on a bike, even if the bike is fast enough. So I bumped down to the 400 to make myself fast, and now I think that Duke is probably the biggest bike I'm ever going to ride again. I don't think I'll ever get back on a proper leader bike, just because I didn't even have fun with it. You know, the Duke's
Yeah.
still fun. The Gixxer was just scary.
Yeah. No, you're right. There's a lot being said. And I don't know, was it me and you having the conversation? It's a lot. You learn a lot. You'll learn so much more and have a lot more fun riding a slow bike fast than a fast bike slow, you know, and that's the God's honest truth, you know, and it takes, and there's something to be said in that, Brock, because a lot of people don't want to put their ego to the side. They got to have that biggest, baddest, greatest super bike out there, and you're never going to learn nothing.
Yeah.
You're not. You never go. You'll okay. I take it back. You're gonna learn some things, but you're not really gonna learn anything. If that makes sense.
Right.
We know that, right? But trying to tell them it's awesome you said that, man, and I couldn't agree more. I try to tell everybody, look, you know, get a 400, go down, do some track days, learn how to really properly ride, and then you know, move up. You know, once you get expert, you feel like you've outgrown it or you want a bigger bike, get one and try it out. I'm a
Yeah,
huge
I
fan.
would say the one thing I think the 1,000 helped me with is like
Buy new underwear.
well that as well. The closing speed on those bikes is so fast that when you go to a 400, you're still carrying crazy corner speed, but it doesn't feel like it because I mean you're used to coming in at 150, 160 instead of 100. You know,
Yeah.
and and it also helped me in braking. I'm pretty strong on the brakes, just from having to stop that big of a bike. Uh, but that's really the only two things I got from it. I got a whole lot more bad habits from it than I got good. You know,
Yeah.
so I would definitely, if I had it to do over again, I would have started on maybe even an R3,
Yeah.
but definitely a smaller bike.
Yeah. And it's hard too once people, how do I say this? Develop bad habits. It's hard to get rid of those bad habits once you get a smaller bike, right? Because you're used to doing what you're doing on the bigger bike. And you're right. The name of it's having fun. You're not having fun if you're screaming, holy shit, every time you pin the gas on that thing, right? Because you're uncomfortable and you have no idea what you're doing, right? Because everything happens at warp speed. Exactly what you're saying about the TT. To me, the TT is the most beautiful thing you'll ever see in your life, man. It's like the greatest poetry in motion. Yes, you watch YouTube videos, you're like, I have no idea what's going on. Like, I don't even know.
Yeah, I was fun seeing it like from the side, you know, like actually going there and doing the whole experience and stuff. Like watching the onboards and stuff just is like it kind of makes you want to puke almost. It's so fast, you know. It's like those guys are unnatural.
Listen, they are just as legends as you and Ryan and all my other friends that race, right? The only thing, this is how I see it, the only thing that separates you and Ryan Max Johnson and my man Isaac Woodworth and Avery the Lap Slayer and Rossi Moore and all my friends that race, wherever they're at in the world. And I got friends that race TT too. But the ones that don't, this is my personal opinion. Everybody's a legend. They're just more comfortable riding proper mega speeds in a confined space this big.
Yeah, yeah. There's no
Right?
anywhere. Like
Right.
runoff is a stone wall that's been there for 200 years or however long, and if you hit anything, then you're definitely going to hit something else, and it's going to be bad. You know, and I crash too much to be trying to do any of that. You know, there's too much room for error there for me. You know.
He said I crashed too much to be doing that.
It's unfortunate, but I am a bit of a crasher. My neck crash. I think I think I'm like 60%. weekends this year, crashing versus not.
I missed you too. So my son just got back from his week vacation.
Oh, good, man.
He said, I'm gonna come in and say hi during your podcast. I said, come on in. I missed you, boy.
Missed you.
Right. You gonna say hi to Brock?
No, are you ready?
Yeah.
Ready? I met this guy at this place. It's like a hotel. We made a handshake because I was like never gonna see him again. It was like this. This is our handshake. You ready?
You ready to watch this new handshake?
It's
Watch.
like, No, look. Yeah.
Get out of here. Get out of here, boy. Oh my God, that's hilarious. Okay, cool. Man, it was good to see my boy, man. I can't wait.
Gotta love your kids, man. Gotta love your kids.
Oh man, they're he's absolutely, and he's the number one reason why I do this podcast. That way, when I'm not here no more, he can always go back and hear me and see me and all that. Besides my love for the sport and giving back and making all these friends and the journey I share with everybody. Yeah, man, it's absolutely amazing. All kids are, so absolutely blessed. And you are too, Brock, right? And everybody else, like Ryan with Maverick and all my other buddies that have kids. There's it's hard to put into words, man, because once you have a kid, it's like there's a certain switch or something changes inside you never knew you had inside you, right? Like with your mom, my mom was the same way. You can't get a bike. My dad's like, hell yeah, we're getting him a bike, right? Same way, it's that fear. You want to protect your kids at all costs, no matter what, right? But I've always been with my son Brock. I'm like, I tell him one time, don't do it. After that, I'm not gonna tell you again. I'm gonna let you figure it out, right? I mean, like I told you not to do it, right? Or let me show you the proper way to do it. Nope, I got it. All right, mister, I got it. Yeah, let's see you fly. Yeah. Hold my water and watch this. Absolutely amazing, man. But yeah, it's good stuff, man. So do you watch any other type of racing like MotoGP, World Superbike, BSB?
Yeah, I watch MotoGP pretty religiously. I watch Moto America. I try and catch World Superbike whenever I can. But I don't really like keep up with it. I catch Top Rack's highlights and stuff. I like Top Rack a lot. And I need to start watching BSB more. I watched it last time I was out with Ty Howard at Eagles Canyon, and it's wild what they do with those bikes with no electronics and stuff. I mean, that's almost as nuts as the TT in itself, you know. But yeah, mostly Moto America, MotoGP. That's my big two.
I love it, man. I love it. Yeah. And everybody, I say it all the time, British Superbikes is free. Bennett's BritishSuperbike.com. You're welcome. And so, and I've had questions, people eat, well, I can't see it on Friday, right? So on Friday for their like first practice sessions and stuff, it's all TSL timing. So at the bottom of the screen, you'll hit TSL timing and you'll hit commentary. So Friday, it's all commentary, but they do cover all classes. Saturday and Sunday, as soon as you get on the website, you just scroll down and it'll have a picture of the track and it'll have a big yellow thing that says live. You click on that bad boy and boom, there you go. It's yeah, what they do, Brock, is to me, it's old school, proper way of racing. That's why it's my favorite race organization in the whole wide world over MotoGP, World Superbike, all that. Yeah, because they solely race superbikes with hardly no electronics on them, which is nuts.
There's stuff with them, you know. I mean,
I love it.
That's ballsy, man. That's ballsy.
I love it. I love it. So listen, how did you and Robert and Bison and them hook up? How did y'all come together?
So I actually didn't even meet them formally until this year. And I still kind of feel bad about that because I think it was the West B Classic at Hallett. We were endurance racing, and I think I crashed that day on my bike, and it was Carter's birthday weekend, and I was supposed to go over to their RV afterwards because they were having like a big cookout and stuff. And I think we were putting my bike back together or something, but for some reason I wasn't able to make it, and I feel bad about that. I'll have to cook them some next time too. But yeah, no, I mean, Dad always had, you know, being the Ducati guy, he always had like Dionysi or Alpine Star leathers with the Ducati stuff on it or whatever. And I didn't really feel like riding Ducati hand-me-downs on, you know, whatever Jap bike I had at the time. And because that's really all I would have had was them hand-me-downs. But just going through the paddock and being at the track and stuff, watching and everything, I just started seeing a bunch of bison suits all over the place, and they were all different colors, different designs. Had all kinds of options, and looked like they fit pretty good. So I bought my first one. I guess it's been 4 years ago, 4 or 5 years ago. And then I crashed it a lot, and I finally put a hole in it. And then so it was time to come for another one. I think I wound up buying another one. But they, you know, they have their sponsorship program that you can enroll for at the end of every year. And I missed the deadline. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to email them anyway, and just, you know, worst they can say is no. And so it was like mid-year, I think, of whatever year it was. It's been, I guess it's been 2 years now. And I emailed them and was like, here, sent them all my stuff, and was like, here's my plans, here's my bikes, this is what I do, whatever. And they like almost immediately hit me back and was like, yeah, here, we'll send you a contract. And so they did. And I've been with them ever since. I think I'm on like my 6th suit now or something. I'm about to order another one for whatever I'll wear to Super Hooligans next year. But they're great. They're great people. Rob, Carter, they're all super cool. Their customer service is crazy. That's one of the main reasons I even applied, is because they took such good care the first 2 times. I was like, well, you know, if they're this good with just their normal customer base, I mean, this is great, you know. So it wound up being a really good thing, and I'm really happy with them. Really happy with them. I hope they're happy with me. I've been trying, you know, trying to get them some championships at the end of the year. But I definitely do a lot of R&D for them, for sure. I've got about, I don't know, 3 or 4 that they're just hanging up that are just like, it looks like I got ran over by a Mack truck, you know. But I've only broken my shoulder in them, and I didn't have an airbag suit, and that was a pretty hefty fall. So I've had a lot more falls, even faster, that I walked away from and was fine. So.
What dude, so yeah, I got my suit coming. I cannot wait. I got a chest protector and custom gloves and all that cool stuff. I got the Thor 1 suit. What suit do you have?
That's what I have.
Yeah, Thor 1.
Yeah.
You like it? You love it, don't you?
Love it. Love it.
Yeah. What about the gloves? What gloves you got?
I think I have the Thor 1 gloves as well. And I get them, you know, because they normally have the pinky strap or whatever. I get them without the pinky strap. But I mean, you can do that. You can, I mean, there's so many options. You can do whatever you want to with them, you know. But I'm just, I really don't even use my ring finger that much. I don't know why I don't do the strap, but I'm just not really a fan of the strap. But you can get them without, so yeah. It's great.
I got the Thor 1 cowhide, fully perforated, airbag compatible, and I got the water thing for the hump, right? Because I drink a lot of water. I figured, why not, right? It's custom suit, gotta have that too.
Yeah. Get you an AGV, and then you can plug it into your helmet, and then you just got your little mouthpiece right there in the front of the helmet.
I mean, you could buy those kits and put them pretty much on any helmet you want to.
Okay.
Well, I mean, I'm assuming you can. I don't see why not. I really don't want to spend $1,500, $1,600, $1,800 on a helmet just for a little water thing when I can simply buy me a KYT for $500. You know what I'm saying? $550. And
yeah, those AGVs are high. Cosmo Hertel down at Kent Motorsports in New Braunfels really helped me out on mine. He hooked me up big time on it. Otherwise, I wouldn't have got it. They're very expensive, but they're really nice.
Yeah, no, I got one. Mine don't have the water tube. I got the Apista R. I don't have the RR where it has the water line, but mine's a Rossi rep from his 2013 season, his first test back on the Yamaha.
Yeah, I think mine is mine's also a Rossi. I think it's a 14 Magello. I think.
Love it, dude. Rossi's my favorite. He's absolutely the GOAT to me, the legend of all time. As far as closed circuit racing, open roads, it's a different story. But yeah, I mean, listen, I like my AGV helmet. Don't get me wrong. I got AGV. I got a Rye. I got the HJC FIM homologated Ralph Alpha 1, whatever it's called.
Yeah.
I like that one too, but I put the air diffuser on the back. I was trying to remember what the frick it was called, the air diffuser, but I want to take it off because I noticed that when I hold my head at a certain angle, I get this whistle, like it's a constant whistle in my helmet. And I was like, dude, this is driving me fucking bananas. Like, yeah, that's the only thing. But in the HJC is a little bit heavier than obviously the Rye in my AGV. But I got a brand new Corsair X that I got. I wore it one time, and I'm trying to sell it solely for the purpose for a KYT. I want to buy a KYT. And this helmet's like $1,100. I'm only asking $600 for it, brand new. Got to buy everything. Like I said, I literally put it on my head one time. I was like, and I can't return it because I got it from my job and they went out of business. So
I got you. I might be interested in that. I'll talk to you about it later on.
Yeah, for sure. But dude, yeah, listen to Brock, we're almost an hour into this. I told you it was gonna fly by, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, good stuff, man. Sorry, go ahead, bro.
One quick.
Yeah, dude, it does. It always does when you're having fun with your friends.
Oh, yeah.
That's exactly how it happens, right? So, yeah, dude. So, listen, I want to get in the favorite part of my interview where I get to know Brock away from the two wheels, right? And you guys heard it. Go to bisontrack.com. Even if you're still sitting here, pull out your cell phone. And, I guess if you're not watching on a computer and you're watching on your cell phone, when we get done with this, go to bisontrack.com. I'm telling you guys, they're absolutely proper, amazing people. I can't wait to get my suit. And I meant to ask you, Brock, did you customize your suit yourself? You picked out all the colors and all that?
Yeah.
I didn't.
I'm not super creative, so I kind of just was like, here's the colors and here's my logos and stuff, kind of just have at it, and then just made a few little minor tweaks. So they do great. They do great work. They'll do exactly what you say, or you can give them free range, and they'll knock it out too.
That's what I did. I basically told them, I said, look, obviously I want my pin to gas on it, right? And I sent them some of my logos too, right? But other than that, I said, listen, I just want to utilize my pin to gas logo and my pin to gas colors. I want the pinks, the purples, the blues, the black, the blah, 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 blah. And yeah, basically told him, I said, dude, just it's all you.
Yeah.
You do you, boo-boo, and send me what you think, and I'll go. And the first time I got it from Morgan, I was so excited. She had sent me the thing. I opened up my email. It says, what do you think of this version of the suit? And I looked at it, and my heart was like, just like the cartoons, right? Like, I was like, that's the most beautiful thing I've ever seen in my life, you know? And here's the gloves, and here's the chest protector. I was like, oh, I'm in love. I'm so in love right now. Yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, the turnaround pretty quick, too, for a fully customized suit. You know, I think they say like 6 to 8 weeks, but I don't think I've ever had to wait that long. I usually get mine in like anywhere from 5 to 6 weeks most of the time. It's usually really quick.
Yeah, I can't wait. Because as soon as I get it, I'm throwing my bison undersuit on, throwing my suit on, my gloves, grabbing my helmet, my chest protector, and I'm going to stand in the mirror and say, look at this stud right here.
There you go.
No, I can't wait. I got, like I said, I got the Thor one and the Thor 4 gloves. They're new glove.
I didn't even know they had a 4. I knew they had the 3.
Okay, well, I don't know if I was supposed to say that or not, but yeah, they got a Thor 4, so yeah, it's so yeah, I'm excited. I've showed people the gloves and the chest protector. There's very few people that's actually seen the suit, but when we get done here, I'll show you the suit. I'll show you the photo of it anyway. But yeah, so listen, Brock, I want to get into it, man. Tell us something we don't know about you at all. Brocky Balboa.
Yeah. In the off season, I mean, during race season or whatever, it's pretty much just like bikes and work. But during the off season, I like to hunt. And I cook a lot. So like we cook deer, squirrel, rabbit, whatever, you know, a little bit of everything. There's geese out here. We live right off the river and stuff. So I like to hunt in the off time when it's cold and stuff, and you can't really go out and ride anyway, you know. That's probably it. Aside from, you know, the work and stuff, I paint bikes in the off season quite a bit. I got a few bikes I painted in Weira paddocks. I'm painting Chase Black's bike for his Super Sport run in Moto America. Gonna be painting a lot of the 11 bikes this winter. So if y'all, you know, just hit me up on whatever, Facebook, Instagram, whatever, and if you want me to paint your bike, I'll be happy to do it. But that's pretty much it. That's my two off season things. I'm kind of boring. I don't really get out much. Just kind of live in the woods and stick to myself, you know.
Ain't nothing like that, dude. That's an amazing life. It really is. Get away from all the hectic and the outskirts of the city and all that. I wish I lived on the outskirts for real. Yeah, I'm boring too. A lot of people, I think I do all this cool stuff, and I do cool stuff. Yes, I do a podcast. Yes, I go to a lot of Moto America races, but that's how I choose to spend my time.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? It's yeah. Listen, and I love to cook too, bro. That's the question I ask people: is do you like to cook? Like I make my own salad dressings, and man, I'll be in the kitchen for hours. Like I'll put it to you like this: I cook my dog her dog food. I don't buy store-bought dog food. I cook her food every day, breakfast and dinner every day. So
that's crazy. What do you normally cook her?
Dude, it's simple. I go out to like Kroger. Dude, listen, it's a lot cheaper than dog food, and it's a lot healthier for your dog. So,
yeah.
Okay, check it out. Man, I lost one of my dogs. He was 6 years old a couple months ago. His name was Cruz. He was absolutely one of the most amazing dogs I've ever met in my life. He ended up with massive diabetes, and it caused his livers and his kidneys to fail within, like, dude, I'm talking about 2 weeks.
Jeez.
That was, yes, no bullshit. So I'm devastated, hurt, confused. Like, I don't understand how this fucking happens. What, are you kidding me? And the lady at the vet was like, I'll tell you exactly how it happened. She's like, the dog food you guys buy. She's like, there's a lot of dogs that come in here that have diabetes, all because of the dog food. People, I don't care if it's a $200 bag of blue buffalo, whatever it is, right? It's got all these bullshit preservatives in it that dogs aren't used to eating. Their stomachs don't digest that shit well. That's how they end up with that shit, right? Yeah. So I was like, well, what do I do? Because obviously I can't afford to all this shit, right? She's like, it's simple: chicken and rice or beef and rice. You can go out and buy a big ass bag of rice for $10, right? And you could have 20 cups of rice, bro. So you cook whatever, 3 or 4 cups that lasts 3 or 4 days, right? Chicken, I go down here like Sam's Club or something like that. You get the manager's special. You get like whatever, 8 pounds of chicken for like $15, bro. That feeds my dog for a hot minute. And then I go down here to Food Line and get like the 5 and for 5 peas, carrots, stuff like that. And then I'll buy her like pumpkin filling because sweet pumpkin's good for them too. So I'll just add a little bit. So basically I just mix all a little bit of that, just like a cup and a half, 2 cups every meal. And bro, ever since I switched to that, every morning I get up, she is literally at the kitchen. Like, bro, straight up, like, I'm hungry, feed me. She goes out. She's 13 years old. She's a 13-year-old pit. So it totally changed her attitude, her the way she eats, her habits, and she's a lot happier and a lot healthier. And it's a lot less expensive than buying this bullshit ass dog food that people buy, right? So yeah, that's what I do, and yeah, so so that's what I do. That's what I'm gonna do for every dog from here on out.
Yeah,
100%.
I need to start probably doing that myself. We have a little Aussie. Willie. We take him to the track with us. He's a little track doggy. But yeah, I should probably start doing that too.
Yeah, they'll. It's yeah, I've noticed a lot of health benefits from it. But she's ever since then, bro. It's yeah. So it's been what 2 months, 2.5 months, 3 months, whatever it is. That's the diet she's been on, and I'm not gonna say diet. That's her everyday food, you know. And dude, I'll spoil the shit out of her sometimes. I'll give her whatever because it's just like she told me. She's like, you know what, dogs are meant to eat wild rabbits and squirrels and eat raw meats and all that shit, right? They're not used to having all this. So when I cook her chicken, I don't cook it 110% all the way through. It still has a little pink in it here and there. You know what I'm saying? It's not fully pink, right? But I cook it. I boil it most of the time in water. And I pull it out, I pull it apart, and I'm like, yeah, it's still pink in the middle. And yeah, I'll let it cool off, put it in her little Tupperware shit, and boom, there it is. So, yeah, man. So, look, let me ask you this, Brock, what's your worst habit?
I'm a pessimist pretty bad. I always think what's the worst thing that could happen and just kind of brace myself for it. So if it does happen, I'm not as disappointed, I guess. But then it always lines up. Then I get that mindset and wind up doing it anyway, and making it worse. Which goes back to my Sunday thing. It's I had a bad Sunday at the first round at Houston. And I blew the transmission in my Ninja up and simultaneously crashed it, and it was they had a bad Sunday, and they didn't even get the bike. So they built my motor and transmission, and I think they got done at 4 a.m. before round 2. And they put it on the dyno and just did a couple of heat cycles just to make sure it was all good, and then shipped it up to Oklahoma for me to race it. And it did great, but I got in my head on Sunday and dropped 2 seconds, and I was off pace pretty bad.
You got back though, right?
Yeah, the next round, I get up to speed on Fridays pretty quick, and I generally have pretty good Saturdays, but I always just freak myself out about the Sundays and wind up going backwards a little bit. But I think this last round I kind of finally broke that a little bit. I hope, but we'll see. We'll see next weekend at Eagles Canyon, I guess. Later on tonight, I got to start packing and getting the camper ready for that. So
awesome, man. And motorcycle racing is such a mental game.
Yeah, it's more mental than physical by far.
Yeah, absolutely. It's how you deal with it mentally is part of your success. You know what I mean? Yeah, man, good stuff, bro. So, do you have any tattoos, Brock?
Yeah, the only ones that are half decent are on my arm. I got a phoenix right there, and then cross and my buddy's name when he died when we were out of high school. But I got the phoenix when I got my pilot's license, 18, I think, 17. No, it might have been 17. I think it was 17 because I was still in high school. Yeah, and then I got my pilot's license and never did anything with it. It's lapsed, but shouts to my mom. She put me through the first round of flight school, and then I kind of gave it up after that. It's boring, believe it or not. You just get up there and then set your GPS, and you're just sitting there for however long till it's time to land. And it's like, well, you get 10 minutes of stuff you're actually doing anything, and then the rest of it you're just sitting there. So that wasn't really my gig, but.
Yeah. I love it, dude. I love it. So obviously you hunt. So we're a family of guns. We got a lot of guns, right? So obviously you like guns too. Do you build any of your own guns?
No, I've had a few built. I don't really trust myself with that. I'm pretty accident prone, and that's a lot of explosives to be trying to do my own thing with, but I have a buddy, Jason Cooper, just a couple towns across from me. And I met him in the body shop that my dad had. I've known him for forever, and he builds guns on the side. And so I've had him build me a 270. I had him go through my one or two of my 22s. And then I had him set up my 6.5 for me. But yeah, I mean, I don't even have to, I mean, they're sighted and everything whenever I get them back. I don't have to do anything to them. They're, most of the time have like a 2-pound trigger pull. They're just fantastic guns, you know.
I love it, man. That 6.5 Creedmoor, that thing is a beast, ain't it?
It's my long range gun, yeah. There's a gun club down the road from us, and the furthest shot you can make, so I think it's like 740 yards or something like that, but it'll hit plates that far pretty easy. So it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun. I don't hunt with that one. I mainly hunt with the 270 or the 22, depending on whatever it is I'm hunting, or a 12 gauge or whatever, you know. But yeah, I've got that, and then got an AR-10 to kind of play around with or go hog hunting with if that ever comes around. I haven't done that in a while. I used to be part of a deer lease before we moved up here, and they were just overran with hogs. So I basically bought the gun to go kill all the hogs because they were just chasing all the deer off. And then I wound up getting out of that lease, and now I just hunt on the property we're at. And so, I mean, I don't think I can't even remember the last time I shot that gun, honestly. I need to take it back out to the range. I'll probably call Coop after this and try and see if we can go out there sometime.
That's right. I got a bunch of guns too. Between me, my dad, and our cousins, man, we got anyway, it's a retarded amount. But my favorite gun that I own, my favorite handgun that I own is my F&N 509 Tactical. I love that gun, man. I could shoot it, so I love it. My favorite rifle that I have is my 300 Blackout I built. I love the 300 Blackout. You know, it's a sweet gun, but I always wanted a 6.5 Creedmoor. Those things are.
It's a really, really fast bullet. It gets a lot of hate online because people are like, well, I shot a deer and it didn't do anything. And it's like, well, I mean, if you don't shoot the thing 400 yards out or further, the ballista, it's just going too fast. It's just going to go straight through the deer, you know. So people give it a bad rap, but it's a great gun. It's a great long range gun, or mid long range gun. I mean, it's not like a 50 cal or anything, you know, but yeah, they're fun. I haven't actually shot a Blackout yet. I got a lot of buddies that are getting those and building them and getting really into it. Do you have any suppressors or anything?
No, I don't have a suppressor. I need to go do, you know, my tax stamp. Dude, there's a lot of hoops you got to go through.
There is. Yeah. It's supposedly gotten a little bit easier. I did one about 1.5 years ago, 2 years ago, and it took legit like 11 months for all the paperwork to get filed and for it to come in. But it definitely is a lot easier on the ears, for sure.
Facts, right? Well, I mean, I got those earbuds, man. I forget what they called. They take batteries, you put them on, you click them on, and it automatically, like, it don't silence, but it mutes the gun to where you got earplugs and all that. And but me, you can still talk like this, man. I forget the brand of them. Me and my son got a pair of those. My son, actually, I bought him an AR. He's got an AR-22 Smith & Wesson short barrel, and that thing is absolutely so fun. Because so when I built my Blackout, I mean, it's got the trigger, it's got yada yada yada. Anyway, I got a Hollow Sun green dot on it where it's what's the word I'm looking for? I want to say solar powered, so it don't need a battery, right? So you go outside and it has a battery and it's like 50 hours or whatever, right? But it automatically dims whatever ambient light is, right? It'll get brighter, dimmer, yada yada yada. But I bought a magnifier, so I bought a combo Sig Sauer magnifier and red dot. So I put the magnifier on my 300 Blackout with my Hollow Sun, and then I put the red dot Sig on my son's AR-22. And man, that thing, like I said, you take it out, Brock, it's just like, well, you know, you got 22, ping, 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 ping. You know, it's so much fun to shoot, man. So yeah, we're man, one day we'll meet and you get together, man. I need to plan a trip, dude, because yes, I would love to go shooting with you, man.
Come on down, man. We got plenty of places to do it at, and I mean, you're welcome to shoot whatever I got. So
me too. Absolutely shoot whatever I got. Another one of my favorites is my Moisten the Gant.
Really? Okay.
Yes. That thing's a 7.62 by 54. It's not a small round. It's a big round.
Right. Yeah. That's because like that AR-10 I have is either 308 or 7.62 by 51. So that's like a 54R or something, isn't it?
54R. Yep.
Yeah.
But that thing, Brock, it's like it's solid wood, and it's got this little like brass piece on the back, dude. And after I don't know what 30 shots, maybe not even that many, man, it hurts your shoulders. There's guys that did that all the time. They were beast mode. That's all I'm gonna say, because it's literally like wham. You're like, oh my god, yeah, it's
that's all World War II gun, isn't it?
Yep.
Yeah.
Sure
That's
is.
great.
And I got that thing back when now, dude, at the gun show, they're like $400. I got it, dude. I bought that in the original crate surplus, right? So they were actually open the crate. They opened the crate, I had that, and I bought 1,000 rounds in the big sardine. You had to use a can opener to open it or whatever. It was like $230, $250, something like that for everything. Now, like I said, the prices done went up, so it's like $400 for the gun, and I hadn't even looked at the ammo.
You can't even buy the ammo for twice that amount now. I mean, ammo is ridiculous right now. The ammo I used to run on that 6.5 when I first bought that gun and I had Coop go through it, it was $36 a box for
that's 20 rounds, yeah.
And now it's like 67 or 68 for the same box. So it's been a while since I shot that one too, for that reason.
Me too. I got altogether. I probably still got. Shoot, I don't know. I've had this gun for years, but I'm willing to guess in my big ammo can, I still have maybe 250 rounds left. Just because I don't take it out and shoot it very much because of that fact, because how expensive it is, right?
Yeah.
Every blue moon, dude, I'll get it. I'll be like, you know what? We're gonna go shoot the Moisten, and if my buddy's with me, I'm like, look, you got 3 shots. Here you go. Have fun. Don't miss. You know what I'm saying? Because yeah, it's just expensive, man. A lot of people don't. Yeah, if you're not into guns, ammo's done went through the freaking. Not millimeters actually coming back down, which is good because I need to buy some more of that.
Yeah. Yeah, that and 223's down a little bit.
Yeah.
Like but it's still the sought after rounds are still really high.
300 blackout still high. I know because I ain't bought none in a while, so I ain't shot. But I probably even on that I still got, I don't know, probably 400 rounds. Again, a lot of people, you know, it's dude, you can shoot 100 rounds of blackout or 5.56, 223, whatever, in literally 5 minutes, if that. Seriously, and you're like, dude, I just blew $400, and you're thinking to yourself, holy shit, like I can't do this much.
Yeah,
man.
You show up with loaded mags already, just start dumping mags, and man, like, man, I have to reload all these things, and man,
it's another habit. It's what it is.
I think seriously, you could probably make it more expensive than racing bikes if you wanted to. It's crazy how much the amount of money you can spend on guns and stuff like that.
Yeah, my dad bought a dude, I just had it on my tongue and I was getting ready to say it, and I can't believe I can't. Anyway, it'll come back. It's badass. Anyway, let me ask you this, man. Are you PlayStation or Xbox guy?
Man, neither, honestly. I used to play Xbox. I was an Xbox guy. And then my Xbox fried, and where we live, we didn't even get fiber optic internet until like 4 months ago. So just what we were using for internet wouldn't support gaming and stuff. It wasn't fast enough. So I just kind of gave up on it. And my wife has a Switch. We play like the Nintendo Switch and stuff every now and then, like Mario Kart or whatever.
Yeah,
but
I Switch too.
But yeah, no, I haven't done the game thing in a while. Just stay too busy, really.
I know, dude. I feel you, dude. I do. My son's got the Switch, but me and my wife play it more than he does for sure.
They're fun.
It really is. Do you listen? I listen to a lot of audiobooks. Is that something you do too? Do you read or listen to any books at all?
Definitely don't read. Not my cup of tea. I would probably listen to an audiobook if I found one that I was interested in, but I listen to a lot of podcasts.
What kind of podcasts you listen to, Brock?
Mostly comedy stuff, but I do listen to some motorcycle stuff like Moto PG, which is both. You know, they're funny. Paddock Pass, Pin the Gas, Greg's Garage. That's probably about it. As far as the bike stuff goes. But like I like Flagrant, which is Andrew Schultz.
Yeah.
Matt and Shane Secret Podcast, Adam Friedland Show, Kill Tony, just stuff like that. This is important. I don't know if you ever watch Workaholics, but it's those guys.
No, I haven't seen it.
But yeah, just stuff like that. Mostly comedy.
Yeah, nice. I listen to a lot of the same things you listen to, and Moto PG is absolutely amazing.
They're the best, dude. I love Fredo. I actually watched his episode with you earlier today.
Dude, yeah, dude, I had all three of them on. It's absolutely amazing. It's those guys are big shout out to Fredo, Tugs, and Bori, man. Yeah, absolutely. Love the poems and
yeah, dude, that stuff's so funny. It's
hilarious.
So funny.
It is, dude.
Look forward to that as much as the races.
They're absolutely awesome. If you guys ain't checked them out, it's not Moto GP, it's PG, Moto PG. They're out of Australia. They're absolutely amazing people. Yeah, it's good stuff, man. Good stuff. So let me ask you this, man. Are you a pineapple on pizza guy?
No, not at all.
It belongs on pizza, Brock.
Well, that's what they say. I don't believe it. That's not my jam. I'm not a big pineapple guy to begin with, but
okay.
Yeah, definitely not on pizza.
Okay.
Dad likes it. It might be a Ducati guy thing. I don't know.
It must be a Ducati guy thing. Yeah.
So,
I told you. Yeah. Good stuff, man. Brock, celebrity crush. Who's Brock's celebrity crush?
So my wife likes musicals and stuff. So a lot of the movies that she watches, Anna Kendrick is casted in it, and I guess that'd probably have to be mine. I don't know. She's just cute. I don't know. Seems fun.
I love it, dude. I love it. So what's for dinner tonight?
I actually don't know. Since I'm doing this, I think the wife's cooking tonight. I'm doing burgers tomorrow, probably. I don't know what I'll do Sunday. I usually cook on the weekends, and she'll whip something up on the weekdays.
Nice. That's what. Well, I can't say that because I cook all the time. But my wife, she makes this awesome Italian chopped cheese sandwich. So she'll make a big old bowl of it, and I'll take it for a couple of days for lunch. It's absolutely amazing. I think we might do tacos. We talked about it earlier. I think she's going to do tacos tonight. And what I'm going to do is after she does the meat, when I get off here, I'm going to take the flour tortillas. I'm going to take some avocado oil in my cast iron pan. I'm going to put some in it. I'm going to heat it up like a medium heat. I'm going to take a little bit of taco meat, a little bit of rice. I'm going to roll it up in that bad boy, put the folded end down so when it heats up, it'll stick. Couple minutes on each side, boom, homemade taquitos, right? I got some fresh avocado, some cilantro, some lime, some salsa, bro. I'm in with it. And I like a lot of spice too, right? So I got some habanero, some serrano, some jalapenos. Let's go. Onions. Man, I'm hungry right now just talking about
it. I hear you. Right over here, I need to pick.
Yeah. Listen, I'd love to grow a garden, but I love it too, man. We literally have a family of, 15 deer out here that's always out here in my side lot because I bought the side lot next to my house so nobody can build a house right next to me. And right next door to me is a private lot, so it's gated off and it goes back. And people that own a orthopedic place somewhere around here, they own it, so it's all private, blah blah blah. So I'm right next to them. But yeah, so we just throw stuff out for the deer, and they're not scared of us. We're not scared of them. They're always around in the morning. People always drive through the neighborhood, stop, and they're pointing at the deer. I walk out like it ain't. I see them all the time, right? But that's why I don't really grow nothing, man, because they'll eat it all, right? And I don't feel like spending a bunch of money on fencing and all that other crap, right? I just go to my mom's house because she grows all the shit, so I get fresh serranos and tomatoes and all that good stuff, so I don't have to. The last time I tried to grow something was this big ass weed plant that ate it.
Yeah.
I'm just joking. Oh shit.
My dad, he's our neighbor, and he's had a garden the past 2 or 3 years, and they just tear his tomatoes and corn and everything up. That's kind of why we did ours on this is the upper deck off our bedroom, just to keep stuff from eating it, mainly.
I do, man. I do. Absolutely. Well, listen, bro, this has been an absolute blast. We're coming up on an hour and 30 minutes on this. So listen, guys, stay tuned because me and Brock still got so much more to talk about. There's definitely going to be a part 2 of this. It's going to be at the end of the year. But Brock, before I let you give all your shout outs and all that cool stuff, I'm going to go ahead and do mine. So they'll hear you. You'll be the last person pretty much they hear. It's been an absolute honor to have you on. Stay on with me for a few minutes. We'll talk about the question for my next guest coming up. And yeah, listen, first and foremost, I just want to thank everybody that listens to my podcast, that watches my podcast. If you guys have not yet, please go hit that like and subscribe button on YouTube. It really helps me out a lot. I'm everywhere but Apple right now, and this episode will be out everywhere but Apple tomorrow. If it gets done rendering in enough time tonight before I go to bed, it'll actually be out later on tonight. Sometimes it does, sometimes it don't. It just, technology. It is what it is, right? But it'll definitely be out tomorrow. Big shout out to Next Level Financial. You guys heard the spiel at the beginning. Seth Starnes, absolutely amazing. Take care of everything you need. Of course, Bison. I don't know what you guys are sleeping on. I need you to go to bisontrack.com, get your custom suit started. Go check out the website. You can get everything. Get hats, team shirts made. Listen, the most amazing people that you want to be a part of. This is what separates Bison for me than anybody else, Brock, is that they are at every Moto America race and they're at a lot of club races, right? Yeah. And it don't matter what suit you wear. If you have a fall, a tear, need something painted, a patch resewn, whatever, you can go to them and they'll take care of you. But what I guarantee you cannot do is take any other suit that you wear to somebody like Alpine Star or Revit or any of that in your Bison suit or your Day and Easy suit. They're not going to fix it. They're just not going to do it. But that just tells you the type of people that Robert and Tasha are in Bison. Those are the people that I want to be involved with as a business, but more importantly, I want to have as friends on the outside because they're genuine and they really care about the sport and everybody in it. So again, bisontrack.com. What are you guys waiting for? Sitting here still listening to me and Brock for? bisontrack.com. Anyway, listen, I got a good mate out there in the UK, Jake Marsh, and the whole race team, R&D Racing with his dad, Peter. They're absolutely amazing. He's an up-and-comer, proper legend out there in the UK. You guys know who they are out there. He's got a club, Club 45, so big shout out to him. You guys need to go sign up and help support that young man, proper, amazing, fast kid coming up. Big shout out to the Clothing King. My man Martin owns this company out there in the UK. So all my friends out there across the pond can go to theclothingking.co.uk and order all your Pin to Gas merch. I got beanies, shirts, soft shell jackets, Gillettes is what they call them. I hope I said that right, which is a body warmer for us. So yeah, there you guys can go there and get that, dude. And Brock, check these out. So I got these. I got hooked up with this guy named Grant when I was in Wisconsin, and he works for this company. It's called Flying Eyes Optics, dude. Look at these arms right here. They're actually made and assembled in Austin, Texas. These glasses you can get them in prescription too, but they are the lightest glasses I ever had on, dude. If I could look, all these glasses right here on this thing right here. Dude, sunglasses. There's probably 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 15 pairs of sunglasses up there. I got Costas, Oakleys, whatever. I'm guys telling you right now, these are the lightest glasses, the most comfortable glasses. And I have these on all day at the racetrack, pretty much every day. And I forget I even have them on. That's how light and comfortable they are. They actually will designed to fit up underneath your helmet. I know there's a lot of you guys out there that ride on the street. Shit, there's a lot of you guys that race and do track days that wear sunglasses or glasses up underneath your helmet. Like I said, you can get these in prescription. But these, when you put them on, you forget you even have them on. And the benefit of having them up underneath the helmet, all these other glasses I just said, they got stiff arms on them. So they create pressure points. You start getting headaches and you're out of your vision. And listen, flying. I muted my mic. Hold up. My mic's really sensitive. Look, check it out. I just hit this.
That's crazy.
Yeah, even my shirt, the wire, if it touches, it's super sensitive. But listen, you guys can go to flyingeyesoptics.com, use PinTheGas10 and get 10% off. And they have a wide variety of sunglasses, prescription glasses, colors, styles, yada, yada, yada. You guys go check them out. And of course, Brock, you hear me talk about this all the time. Shit, anybody listens to me hears this all the time. Chef Eats. Why are you guys sleeping on Chef Eats? You guys need to order your Chef Eats. I'm telling you, it's the most amazing food you can get delivered to your door. Whether you're going to take it to the track, do a track day, you get a proper race on the race weekend, you're just going to take them and eat them for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Look no further than Chef Eats. I need you guys to go to chefeats.com, sign up. Trust me, absolutely amazing. Again, he's just like Bison, and then what he's doing for the sport and the people that he's supporting is top level. So thank you guys at Chef Eats. You guys are simply amazing. And big shout out to SFL Mini GP out there in South Florida. Best riding organization there is in America, period, hands down. Look at all the champions that are coming out of there right now. You got Avery, the lap slayer. Dreyer's already a champ. You got Juju Korean, is what we call him, Jillian Korean out there in the British Talent Cup. Absolute legend. Ella, Isaac, the list goes on and on. If you guys have a chance, go to South Florida GP and the SFL Mini GP out there. Listen, Brock, this is what's so cool about them. You don't need shit, bro. You register, you pay a registration fee, you show up, they provide the bike, they provide the boots, the leathers, the back protectors, the gloves, everything. If you don't have it, they provide it, and you can rent bikes too. So whatever age you are, if you want to start your kids, you yourself, or your dad or your grandpa always wanted to drag a knee or get on a bike on a proper track, a kart track and all that, look no further. SFL Mini GP. You guys hear it. And Vet2 Track, Brock, a lot of my all my veteran people out there, look up Vet2 Track. They're an absolutely the best foundation there is out there. They work with a lot of vets, people that, you know, the community with the PSTD and all that good stuff. You go there, you get involved, you're at the racetrack, all that stuff you're going through mentally, you forget all about it, you laugh, you giggle, you have a lot of fun, and you're around bikes and like-minded people. So I need you guys to go to Vet2 Track, check them out, and Ghetto Custom Fairings. Dude, Chris Parrish, absolutely amazing, makes the best plastics on the planet. If you guys need a set of plastics, don't spend your money on all the aftermarket plastics. Hit Chris Parrish up at Ghetto Customs. And big shout out to 64 Degree Racing. Tate, dude, he makes some of the best undersuits out there in the world. I got a custom undersuit from him, and I love it. It's absolutely amazing. And BSB Barmy Army, my friends out there in the UK, their whole rider fund, what they do for up-and-coming riders is simply amazing. So go check them out. Show them nothing but love. Again, thank you guys so much for watching this podcast. It'll be out everywhere. Nothing but love to everybody that commented. Ryan, you guys keep an eye out for Maverick Johnson. You guys heard it here first. It's going to be a legend. Ask Brock. He's already giving them trouble right now, right? So, yeah, but listen, that's all I got to say. My man Brock, you end the podcast, baby.
Well, just kind of pigging off the SFL mini stuff. 11 Motorsports is based out of Motorsport Ranch at Crescent, and they don't do exactly the same thing because it's not a race series, but they do pretty much exactly the same thing for just getting into it, like track days, getting into the sport. There's a kart track on location, so if you want to get your kid in, and they also have a partnership with one of the local Yamaha dealers down there. So even if you want to get on the big track, they got suit, boots, helmet, gloves, everything. You can rent a bike like a R7, R3 from that Yamaha dealer, or you can rent an Ovale directly from 11 and run it on the kart track. But it's just a good, cheaper way to get into it, or see if you even want to get into it before you go drop a whole bunch of money on a bike and gear and everything else that goes with it. But just shout them out. They've helped me a lot. Jordan, they do, Caesar, Gabe, Neil, everybody. They've been great, gone above and beyond. Saved my butt a couple times. But I couldn't recommend them highly enough for anything. They're great. They can do everything. And I'll trust them 100%. Need to shout out South Texas Filtration, my cousin Eric, I'll try and do like the Cliff Notes version, but it's a really crazy story. So my great grandpa came over here from Czechoslovakia at the time. It's Czech Republic now, but him and his wife and his like 7 or 8 or 9 kids or whatever came over and settled in Arkansas, and they were the only Orliceks to cross the pond. So if there's anybody with a Orlicek as the last name, we're related somehow. And so through finding people on Facebook and stuff, he added me a few years ago, and we just joke around, comments and stuff, back and forth. Never met him or anything like that. Kind of a distant. He's from like Houston and stuff. And one day he just hit me up and was like, "Hey man, I'm interested in helping your program. What do you need help with?" And I was like, "Well, I mean, I've got a deal for pretty much everything, but I don't really have a cash sponsor, And he was like, "Well, how much are you talking?" And so we went back and forth a little while, and he's been great, man. He's anytime I need anything, he helps me out. He's does a lot of road tripping back and forth from Arkansas to Houston and stuff. And I mean, he'll meet me on the side of the interstate, grab a cup of coffee, give me some money, and hit the road, And I can't thank him enough for that. He's made a big difference this year for me. But them, Southern Adrenaline, Ben and Sarah, they're always trackside at all the CMRA rounds. They have literally anything you could ever need parts wise for a bike, gas. I get all my race gas from them. And plus they're just super cool people. This last round they threw a kegger for the paddock. Like nobody does that.
My type of people right there.
You'd love them. You ought to come down to a CMRA round sometime, man. It's a blast.
I will.
But yeah, Ben and Sarah, can't recommend them enough. Keith Hertel with Amp Racecraft and Continental Tires. I know I have to run the Dunlops on the KTM next year. I haven't ran Dunlops before, so I'm kind of nervous about it. But I bought one set of tires this year, and I've won all the rest of them. So, I mean, Continental just blows everybody away with their contingency program. The tires hook. They last forever. We endurance race. My buddy Daniel and Josiah have a team, mostly Arkansans, that endurance race in R3. And we were running Pirellis and just destroying tires and stuff. And I was like, look, I've got a set of takeoffs I use for a race weekend. I'll put new tires on. Let's just run these and see what you think, And they're hooked on them now, So I'm a big fan of Continental tires. I know a lot of people, they're not the favorite. There's not a whole lot of compounds to choose from, but you don't really need that many when they work, The mediums work. I run a DOT on the back, it works. They're just great tires. And like I said, I've won, I don't know, I think I've won 4 or 5 sets this year, Nice. I have like $450 in tires all year, it's crazy. So can't shout him enough. My boss, my buddy Joey at Diamond State Auto Body, he sponsors all my time off to be able to make all these things, I get Thursday, Friday, and Monday off on race weekend. So I got a day to travel there, day to travel back. I'm not all stressed out trying to get there at midnight or whatever the night before. And then after I'm done Sunday at 5 in the afternoon and beat tired, I don't have to worry about, I got to be at work at 7 in the morning or whatever Monday,
On top of this 14-hour drive.
Right. Yeah. I mean, my closest drive is 5.5 hours. The furthest I think is 9.5, something like that so far this year. So it's a real big help. I know he might not think it seems like it, but I do appreciate him. You know, I give him a hard time at work, but he's helped me out a lot. And then my buddy Dustin shows. He runs Kart Moto, which is at Motorsport Ranch at Crescent. It's the best kart track in the world as far as I'm concerned. I love that place. I destroyed my shoulder there and still love that place. So, you know, it's got to be good. And he actually just hit me up the other day. There's a Texas Mini GP, which they don't supply the bikes, but it's similar. You know, you're racing little bitty bikes on kart tracks and stuff. And so I think I'm going to be endurance racing with him at the upcoming home round for that. And I appreciate that. And then I guess last would probably be Caleb at Vortex. I didn't really expect them to come on board either. I kind of hit them up late as well. And they've been with me for 3 years now. So I appreciate them. They all, you know, they keep my rear set parts in stock, which I need a lot of, unfortunately. So that's pretty much it. I'm Brock Orlicek on Facebook, Brock _Orlicek on Instagram, and then my YouTube is Oil Check Racing. I put all my race videos on there. I'm gonna try and start doing more, you know, I don't know, stuff that people like, I guess. But for now, you know, all my race videos are on there. I guess that's it. 316 track days. I haven't been able to coach with them this year with scheduling conflicts and stuff, but they've been a big help, giving me a lot of track time on cool tracks too, like Coda and stuff that I don't normally get to ride. So them, I guess that's really all I got.
I love it. Again, it's an absolute honor. And ladies and gentlemen, Brock Orlicek, a.k.a. Brocky Balboa. We will see you guys next time. I hope you guys have the proper mega weekend, the rest of all you guys' weekend again. Thank you guys so much for watching, liking, and subscribing. And yeah, we'll see you soon. Dude, Brock, what'd you think?